Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. Did we just become best friends?
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 10 of Did We Just Become Best Friends podcast, where we talk about sports, video games, movies, and whatever else is trending in the world. You can find us on all social media platforms at Did We Just Become Best Friends podcast or DWJBBF podcast. You can also call or text us at 872-225-2404. If you leave a good enough message, you might hear yourself on a future episode. We always appreciate kind reviews and ratings on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to hit that sub button on YouTube, along with that bell notification so you don't miss any new episodes.
Don't want to miss any.
My name is Anthony. Gentleman with me is Alfredo.
How you doing?
And he is going to win us the lotto this week. So, yeah. Man. Real quick, before we get into it, give me six random numbers, 1 through 40.
1 through 40, 6 random numbers. All right.
Top of the head.
Top of the head. 11, 12, 15, 3, 25.
You need one more.
7.
And then give me one number, 1 through 10.
1 through 10, 9.
All right. So those are lotto numbers. I am going to buy a lotto ticket with those numbers. And we'll see what happens. If we win, then we'll split it. And dude, that's sick.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Well, actually, I have a real wall.
Yeah, right. Not one that, like you said, needs to be ironed.
Yes, our wall needs to be ironed.
But the reason why you're picking lotto numbers is because I think you can see the future, man. Because this is 3 times, mostly around football. Pretty much all of them around football, that you you called it,
Almost.
Either you said something about the topic and then something happened on that topic. So the first time was with our fantasy football league. I was down by a few points, I believe like 2 points possibly, and it was third quarter, possibly started the fourth, I can't remember. And you're like, you got it as long as he doesn't get hurt. And then the next play, he ran it for a few yards, and then got hurt, and I lost by 0.4, by 4 yards. So that was the first one. So like you called that one like literally minutes before.
Yeah, I felt horrible. I felt really bad. I should have kept my mouth shut and then like, don't jinx it. But I was pretty confident that he was gonna hit it. I mean, it's a great runner. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't see that.
So I'm over that. I'm not over it, but
no, I'm not over it. Are you kidding me?
So the next one, the next couple ones happened in the last podcast that we talked about the Bears and NFL predictions.
Right.
Was you pretty much almost spot on exactly said how the game was gonna finish for the Chicago Bears. You're like, it better not end up in the hands of our kicker.
Right.
You're like, what if we're down by 1 point, which we were,
yeah.
And then he kicks a 40-yard. He wind up kicking a 43-yard, right? So you're off by 3 yards there, which that's amazing by itself, And then you're like, and then it hits the upright. And it hit the upright and the crossbar. It was a double doink.
It was a double doink. Yeah.
And man.
Yes, I said
that's the first, well, maybe the second thing I thought about, because I'm like, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not real. This is not real. And then I'm like, Fredo said this.
So Fredo said this. He's Nostradamus.
Yeah. And then the next one was, I don't know if you remember, we were talking about how Vic, what's his name? Fangio is getting some.
Oh yeah, he might go to Miami or Denver.
Might go to Miami, Denver.
Right, but then I said he's going to be a better fit in Denver. He's going to probably end up.
Well, but you're like, he's probably not going to go anywhere. I remember what we were talking about, but you said if he does go anywhere, he will go with Denver.
Right.
And then I think from what I heard, John Elway and some of the Bronco management, that night.
Was it that night?
That night, they flew on a plane to Chicago.
Yeah.
They hopped on a plane. I think they said like 12:30 in the morning, flew to Chicago, and like the next day he got an interview, and it was like a 2-hour interview.
Yeah,
from what I heard.
Yeah. I mean, it was no secret that I know they were gonna interview on Monday. I just didn't know it was gonna be guaranteed. But if it was gonna come down, I'll definitely see Denver.
Yeah. So we wind up losing our defensive coordinator.
Yes.
He went and he took that job.
Yeah,
he didn't even I think I understood he didn't even get a shot with Miami. I think Miami canceled.
I'm not
100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I mean, Denver was I think the number one choice for
from
all,
I mean, if you want to add my psychic abilities, I mentioned, what was the score? 22 to 23.
Let me see.
I mentioned something with the score.
So you said on the podcast you predicted it to be 24-10 Bears.
24-10.
All right, and then the actual score was 18-16 Bears. Both of those numbers equal 34 points.
That's if Parquet, the kicker, would have hit.
If he would have hit.
If he would have hit, the total points from both the combined points would have been 34.
34.
Yeah. So, I mean, the points are there. Just a little spread. But if he would have hit it, the outcome would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Because I was on one knee on the ground like praying. I thought it was Tebow. I even mentioned him earlier that day, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I was sitting on the edge of my couch. I'm like, he kicked that first one.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It went almost dead center.
It was perfect.
Perfect. I was like, and I think the whole stadium just went bonkers at that point, if I remember.
Yeah.
And then they iced the kicker, as they usually do. And then I don't know what. Well, now they're saying it got blocked.
Well, okay.
And they show footage.
They show footage of like a finger or two, but still, I don't think. Well, first of all, after he hit,
I don't see it though. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see the ball.
I saw the
moving.
trajectory going this way, then it hits, and then it turns the other way. However, it wasn't enough. There have been many tip balls unaccounted for, but still, they make it. It's enough power in that ball to go through from fingers. After he made that first kick, but it didn't count because they iced him.
Yeah.
All I was saying to myself, and I'm like, just follow the same thing. Don't do anything extra. Fancy, don't put more leg, don't put same.
I think it's a mental game at that point, though.
And next thing you know, he hits it, and then I was looking at the replay. I'm like, that dude wanted to put a little bit more oomph in it, which turned his body a little bit. His leg, came off. It's like baseball, the bat and ball.
Yeah.
So he hit it in the wrong angle, and that's how it curved. Now double doink. At the angle that they showed, I thought it was gonna hit the post crossbar and bounce in, but
I did too.
It's us.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen that way.
It's 50-50 if it hits the crossbar like that.
Yes.
It came down, and I saw it bounce kind of back up, and it was looking down the field, and I'm like, oh wait, did it bounce in?
Yeah.
And then I see, I'm like, oh man, dude, I was like on the floor, like just in shock. It was
my whole Bear energy was just like they showed everyone's face in the stadium, their mouth was open.
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus.
It was. I mean, the coaches, Nagy's reaction face was like
priceless.
It was just like this blank stare, like I can't.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Mitch's face, like everyone's face was just crazy. So I know, like we, talking a lot of trash and everything like that.
Oh, the BS.
Fire him, all the BS. Everyone's going back and forth.
Right.
The Bears did what any good teammate should do. They're like, like any criticism, like you guys don't understand, it's rough, it's hard, blah, blah, blah. I get that.
Right.
I 100%, as a captain on a football team, played many sports, you always, keep your teammates heads up.
You always have,
you support them. You always have their back, no matter what.
No matter what.
What is going on in their head when they're at home at night in bed. and they're screaming into their pillow, that's a different thing. But
yeah, if you're in bed next to him and you hear him screaming your pillow, I don't know. I know you're a teammate now, but damn.
I mean, I can see like Mac just like good job, and then going home and just like there's how many holes are in the Chicago Bears walls at home right now.
Man.
But like I said, like it happens. One thing that always like upsets me is like, especially with like because social media is like instant access to people.
Yeah.
Just the constant like really bad stuff that he's getting. Like, I hope you die, hope your kids die.
Yeah, a lot of death threats.
Like that's just like unnecessary. Like, listen, man, it's if the Bears win or lose, ultimately that doesn't do anything for you as a fan. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch. You might be gambling on it, but at that point, you have a bigger problem than a kicker, missing or making.
Don't worry about him because
it's like
if you really think about it, like to this day, and I think we talked a lot of it, via text. People blame him. I can't say it's his fault, and there's a number of reasons. He made the most points throughout the whole game. He made 9. Bears offense only made. And then if you guys want to still think it was his fault, well, blame the defense. They allowed touchdown. This is one of #1 defenses, and they gave it a little slot to, I believe Tate.
Yeah.
So Tate. I mean, okay, you could blame him, and like I mentioned, you could blame Fuller for week 1. If you would have caught that interception, the Bears would have won. That game would have never happened. We would have been the number 2 seed. We would have definitely been on top. At the same token, being devil's advocate, there's 2 sides to every coin. Against Miami, I think he had the option to win the game, but actually he missed the field. We would have won. Our record.
Didn't he miss multiple field goals?
Well, not that game.
Was that the game or that wasn't
no?
The game?
That was Miami. He might have been.
I can't remember.
I can't. Neither. All the Bears stuff is out of me. Either way, I feel bad for the guy. No matter what happens, he's a kicker. He's our kicker. And until he changes uniform, he's going to be our guy. And that's a guy we have to count on. What the Bears are going to do, they're just going to have to pick up another kicker and have a competition and see what happens. If they don't, well, they don't. Then stuck with them for a year or 2. Contract's too big right now. No one's going to take.
I think from what I heard, he's guaranteed $3.5 million next year.
And if they cut him, then that's 5.5 they lose.
Yeah,
that's dead money.
Yeah, So, but also as a team member, you can't, or as a manager, you can't think about that because it's like winning money. I think the Bears were in that boat for most of the 90s. It's like
they were.
We don't want to spend money. Fine, you don't win.
They were just like the Cubs before they changed owners.
Yeah. So, and they knew people were gonna come and support them. And that was it. But there's a bunch of stuff going on. But no death threats. That's just it's
uncalled for.
If you don't like the guy because he missed it, then whatever, it happens. But he did. He was on the Today Show.
Okay, I believe I didn't see or heard anything of it
on January 11th. So as recording to this, he was on this morning, Friday morning.
Okay.
So one of the quotes he said, this is quoting Cody Parkey, says, looking up, I saw it hit the upright and hit the crossbar, and I'm like, surely it will go in. Unfortunately, it bounced toward me. I'm disappointed. I let the fans, my teammates, and my entire organization down. But I'll continue to keep my head held high because football is not what I do. It's not who I am. So.
And what is he, a car salesman? I mean, you're getting paid to make the shots.
That's one of the things. So, Sports Mockery, they put up an article, and he goes, this one quote explains why Cody Parkey doesn't belong in Chicago. So they put up 2 quotes. So I'm not 100% sure if that one was it, because I was like, that's like, I'm trying to think, like, who's like if LeBron James is like, oh, I'm not defined by basketball. It's not who I am. Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah,
that's the only thing you are, because without it, you'll just be another guy on the street,
right?
That can play good ball.
When people say LeBron James, they think of basketball. They don't think, oh, LeBron James is a plumber, the electrician. No, you're a freaking basketball player. His name is going to go down in history with Bartman.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah,
and the only difference is no one has Bartman's back because. He's a fan.
Yeah, he was.
This guy, he has all the whoever Chicago Bears are.
Yeah, I think he had Nick Foles. They played together before.
Did they?
Yeah, and he said he's a good kicker. He's one of the best. Blah 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 and all that jazz.
He's good. Let's trade your kicker for ours.
Yeah,
let's see how good of a kicker he is.
Well, there's another quote that was in the article that he said on the Today Show. He goes. So this is what he said. He goes, "Let me make one thing very clear. The Bears did nothing to facilitate this national TV appearance. This was an independent look at me move arranged by Parkey and his representative." So I believe that was much by Rich Campbell of the Chicago Tribune who said that. So the Bears are not sending out this person, and stuff like that. This is Parkey and Parkey's guys to kind of clear his name, I guess. But I feel like by you doing that, you're just bringing more attention to it.
You are. You're a drama. He just became a drama queen. Oh,
kind of.
Any professional, any kicker, you don't see Sammy say, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys, for missing the home run." You don't hear that. Sammy saying won't go on there. Any professional athlete makes mistakes. Professional athlete made a mistake. Move on. The season's done with. Season's over. Concentrating on looking forward. If you dwindle in the past, it's going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
So what he's doing, he's now going to be one of those guys. Probably likes drama.
Yeah. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. But yeah, I don't know.
I actually don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I feel like you said, like you messed up, move on. To me, it's almost like he's kind of milking it, to get some extra stuff out of it. I don't know. But kickers are super hard to. A good, reliable kicker is super hard to find.
And you know what? In it's positions like this, they are under the gun because they're just go out there and kick.
Yeah,
and they know what it really is going to factor their livelihood.
Yeah. There was one thing I was watching. I forgot if it was ESPN or what show, but it was a sports show, and it was a former NFL player, and he said, he goes, "I would never want to be a kicker." He goes, quarterbacks, they have dozens of plays per game that if they mess up, they can come back for it. Got hair in my mouth, so they can come back from Nope. So they can come back from like a bad play or interception, come back and score 2 touchdowns.
Right, exactly.
A defensive back, like say like Kyle Fuller or somebody, a corner who's like, oh, I didn't get the interception, but I got 12. Like 1 versus 12. But as a kicker, like that's your only thing. Like you don't study film. You don't do anything. If the ball's blocked, it's not your fault, Like,
I don't know about that one.
I mean, because you're worried about the angle. You're not worried about like, well, you care about like, I need to get the ball on this angle, this direction, blah blah blah. But if my center allows the guy to come in and block it, like, what am I to do?
Well.
I can't kick it through, but like a 300-pound man.
Well, right. Well, it is a little difficult, the trajectory. For example, what happened, he wanted to go further. If you wanted to go further, that means the ball's not going to climb as high because the higher it go, the less distance. So he wanted to put a little extra oomph. And like I said, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But, and he overdid himself. As far as kicking, when I played semi-pro, our kicker was one of the best kickers. Luck and a half. I'm over here running sprints, running back and forth. All this guy's doing is kicking the ball, and I'm looking at him. Cool, whatever. And I had some downtime. I went to go talk to him. I gave it a shot. up there and kick. You got to make sure the wind is blowing. Closed.
Yeah.
You have to make sure, okay, what blocking assignments they have, and you settle that. And it's not really a blocking assignment. You just got to hope and pray you hit it right on the mark. Use your whole body, just like you're swinging the bat and the ball. Because, you know what? If it's too low, too little, you're gonna get blocked, or you're gonna.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of pressure. No, it's not.
It's not easy. I know that for sure. Is not easy.
One of the guys on the Death Knights wanted to hold the ball with his foot and index finger. And I'm like, you're gonna kill someone. You're gonna hurt yourself.
You're gonna break your foot.
Yeah, you're gonna break your hand or foot, man.
Because you need to kind of like get it under that
right.
beveled part.
No,
yeah, it's not hard.
Whatever.
That was funny. I was like, oh my god. The guy kicking it in mine, he's like, that's not my foot. That's gonna get broken.
Right, exactly.
Although it could be because he's foot to foot.
Yeah.
All right. So one last thing before we move on from Parky is let us know what you guys feel. Call us, text us.
Yes, please.
Leave a comment and let us know what were you doing during that moment.
Oh man.
But I know one person who was doing something. Robbie Gold was in the stadium.
He was watching us.
He watched.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then you see him on the golf course.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kicking 43 yards.
Between a guy who's doing this.
No, it was two guys.
Was it two guys?
Yeah, it was one guy and then one guy. You can't see the other guy too much, but it was two guys.
But man, that dude.
It was two guys. And he's in golf apparel and it's pop.
He popped it like nothing.
I mean, that was like an easy 53, like 50 over, just poop. Like, oh my God, that guy's
Jesus.
But, yeah.
What was going through his mind when that kick? He's like, oh, I could have meant that. I could have done that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guarantee everyone in that room was like, you would have made it. You would have made it. His kids, his two, I think he has two sons. Yeah. Like, you would have made it.
You would have made it. You would have made it.
You would have been a hero again. I mean, he's already the Bears' all-time leading scorer.
I know.
Like
in a Niner uniform.
I know. I know.
Well, who knows where he's gonna go? I'm like free agent. So was Tucker, but Tucker, I think.
Yeah. All right. So we'll move on to another one that didn't get a lot of attention. Really, until you told me today. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What's that?
It was Trey Burton.
Yes.
I was like, I completely forgot.
Dude, when I heard that he was questionable, I'm like, what the? And then I heard that he might not dress. I turned to dress. I'm like, got scared. He just got scared. He doesn't want to go against his whole team.
That's the rumor.
That's what it was. Now, throughout the whole game, I'm like, man. So that, okay, before I jump around, which I hate doing, that was the one thing I told her. Like, he just doesn't want to play against them. He doesn't want to play against. He's just freaking out. That's what it is. He's freaking out. Doesn't want to. Well, then reports come out saying that it was anxiety. Now, okay, I could see that, and I never really had anxiety.
Not all reports.
No.
Like NBC Sports said, quoted him, his groin was locked up.
Well, it's part of the anxiety because your body will shut down. If you get tensed up, your parts of your body doesn't want to react the way it wants to. Okay. As far as now, if you're Trey Burton, you're going to a playoff game against your former team, and your coach tells you, "Hey, former team, this is your chance." The time where he's like, "Look, this is how good I am." Not to prove them wrong, but to prove you're
like what you missed out on.
Right? Exactly. And they probably draw a couple plays here and there, the little shuffle pass and whatever. Now remember, all the passes to Shireen and I remember the other tight end were for Trey Burton.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason I think the offense was kind of crappy in the first half because they had that one missing piece. They practiced with him throughout the whole week until the last 2 days. He wasn't there. So now they got to readjust the plan. Playbook, the second half, they came out a lot better. Almost, they were hitting almost everything.
They had a better flow.
Right.
Way better flow.
Yeah, flow. That's the key word. As far as anxiety goes, I can't say I've ever had it. Poor guy. it kind of sucks, but this ain't the first time that happened with him or in the NFL. Remember back 15 years ago, Tampa versus Oakland in the Super Bowl, the Oakland Raiders center, right? Angeles Raiders. He mysteriously, and it's because he got nervous, got anxious, couldn't deal with the pressure of. So he never showed up. He never left the hotel room. It was MIA up when everybody showed up in the locker room.
Yeah.
So it happens. They're human beings. We just all got to remember they all have feelings. You bleed like we bleed, and we just gotta pray for them, hope for the best. But
because I'm sure there's people like, oh, well, he just goes out there and plays football.
No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he goes out there and plays football in front of millions of people for millions of dollars. Yeah. It's not like a pickup game or you're playing in high school or college even, you know? It's like even college can get kind of like if you know like a scouts out there or something like that. Like that could add pressure.
And that is pressure.
But I was like, I mean, you have like hundreds and thousands of people and millions of dollars like invested in you, and I can see totally it being a thing, you know. But
I
think we like, especially for NFL, it's like, oh, just tough it up, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, you know, it's hard. It's easier said than done, you know. I think like for me, especially being in the medical field, like mental illness is such a and anxiety is a form of like, you know, a mental like a stressor.
Yeah,
you know, and it like anything mental is seen as like, oh, you're not depressed, you're fine. You make millions of dollars. You're not depressed.
Everybody has different types of depression. That person's like, oh, you know, how I'm gonna pay this bill or how I'm gonna get out of debt. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there was a play for the Giants where going through to somebody in the end zone for a touchdown. That play was actually for Burton to throw. But he was so filled up with it. This is what I was reading. He was so filled up with anxiety that he didn't say nothing in practice. He didn't really say anything.
Really?
But when it came down to it, his body didn't. Passes were off, or he placed it, or he fumbled. And then he's like, that's when he cope with his. Can't do it. I'm nervous about this. So that's
yeah.
No.
Yeah, made a record. Shortest man ever to throw a touchdown.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I figured Doug Flutie would be.
I think he's smaller. I think he's like 5'4" or something. Like he's a you know, a small guy that would like, you know, run you over. So that was another one that I didn't even think about until you actually, they're like, oh, we should talk about this. I'm like, why? And you're like, oh, I'm like, oh man, I looked it up. I'm like, that's a
big thing.
That's a really big thing. So you want to talk offense, defense
of
the Bears?
Bears, like what, replacements? Anything? Just throw it at me. Well,
let's just do a specific. You know, what are we gonna do for defensive coordinator?
Okay,
because there's already kind of a lot of people throwing out names like him.
I threw out my name.
Yeah.
I mean, what? That's a defensive coordinator's dream. It's like, you know, the little kid going to Willy Wonka chocolate factory. Yeah, you're going to a number one defense. You have all these young players who are signed, the key players, signed for another 2 to 4 years. You just gotta like coach them up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, you got the playbook. I'm assuming like.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, the Bears were smart. They hired within. Stay, you know, who was there with Vic.
Yeah.
Fangio.
Well, is he allowed to take like some people like D-line coach or linebacker coach and stuff like that?
It's basically a promotion.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you're becoming supervisor to manager to warehouse manager.
Yeah.
You know, whatever, CEO. It's a promotion. So I will love to see it because playbook's there. It's just already established. They already know the play. Weaknesses and strengths. Yeah, it'll be amazing if I see it. I mean, if they want to go, what's that guy's name? ex-Colts head coach.
Yeah.
Pagano. I can't remember his name right now. I'm drawing a blank.
I know Doug Pagano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If
I think I saw that they're looking at him.
Yeah, well,
that's the one I see the name the most.
Yes, so do I. If he comes over, that'd be great. However, what he's gonna do, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think especially going from a head coach back down to like a coordinator.
Yeah,
I don't know. He never seemed kind of the person that had like a big head or big ego.
No,
you know, like the players always loved him from what I understood.
Yeah, he was a really down to earth guy.
You know, I don't know. Like, would that be something to worry about? Is that big ego kind of trying to take over?
Yeah.
You know? But if they have to redo a defense, I wouldn't mind it now because you got Mac. He's only been 1 year under Fangio, so he's not going to be too bad to remold,
right?
You know, into somebody. But you need to make sure you don't do what you did with like before. It's like every year a different coordinator, you know.
Right.
So it's like
that's the
consistency.
That's the thing I don't want to see.
No,
you know, even though if you tell Mac to do something a little different, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And I think this defense isn't broken at all.
Oh no.
So, yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because that's right now is the only you just need somebody to pat them on the butt on their way back in. You know?
Basically, yeah.
Because they already know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, and they got the confidence and the skill. You know, you just need somebody like, good job.
Now, would you wait after this week or the playoffs after Super Bowl? So therefore, you see who's out there still, because maybe some of the other defensive coordinators they're on other teams that are playing right now. For example, Saints defensive. Does he want to come over? I don't know, maybe not, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, they interview.
Would you want to wait until everything's done, or do you think you want to pick up this guy right now?
I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on what you want to do. If you want to keep things the same, I would just hire with him right away, you know, and make sure like you're taking over the reins.
Yeah.
Follow what you've been following, you know?
Right. Don't do nothing stupid.
You know, and then it's easier to replace like a defensive lineman coach or a linebacker coach, you know, if Fangio doesn't take him with, you know?
Yeah. So, that's another thing too.
So that's why I like that, because then that's the thing you gotta worry about too, is like if you do want to keep the same thing and you do want to keep hire within,
right?
You make sure you know you're the guy you just let go or didn't let go, but just got a better job. Doesn't take everyone with him,
right?
But I don't know. Yeah, kind of like if you want to do that, do it. Pull the trigger right away. If you want to wait to see what's out there, I would wait until after, you know, at least semifinals. You know, the division championship games. Yeah. After that, you know, right before the Pro Bowl, not Pro Bowl, before the Super Bowl.
Yes, before the Super Bowl.
You know, it's like, because those guys are probably not gonna go anywhere. You know, unless you weird thing, but you know, it's usually the people that leave the playoffs early tend to get moved around the most.
Yes,
but yeah, bye Vic.
Bye. See you later. Happy trails. I think he's gonna do good.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna do good too.
He's gonna do good. But
you know, the Bears have a good record of former coordinators kicking butt. You know.
Yeah.
You know, the Panthers.
I say that let's all travel to Denver. We're going against Denver next year.
Are we?
In Denver.
Oh, in Denver?
We can wear blue and orange. People like, oh, you're Broncos or Bears? Which is it?
Are you B or C?
Yeah.
All right. So Bears offense. Change, keep, move.
Honestly, the whole O-line, it's good. They're the meshing, the gelling together.
Agreed.
I hear a lot of people saying get rid of Howard, keep going, or we need more speed. No, you don't do that. History repeats itself. History shows. Once we had a guy named Cedric Benson, Thomas Jones. Those two guys were
throwbacks.
Yes, these guys were the dominant 1-2 punch. They kept competing for the number one spot. That's why they were so good.
Yeah.
We got rid of Thomas Jones, feedback. Kept Cedric. Cedric got comfortable and he got sloppy.
He got bad.
So we ship him off to Cincinnati. Cincinnati had another decent,
yeah,
which boosted Benson up because they're now this competitive level. And he ended up making one of the 230 yards in one game, I guess. I think it was.
Yeah, he had that year. 1 year. I picked him up in draft super late in that year.
Oh god,
man, I don't know if I won the championship or if I got pretty deep into the playoffs. But it was because of him. It was like one of my first years playing too, ever. Like, dude, I was like, yeah, I'll pick him. It was like what, 14th round.
You know, it's funny you mentioned it because it was your first year playing. But yet you're the commissioner, and I'm showing you, oh, yeah, this is what you got to do. I remember that from Lightology. But yeah, don't get rid of Howard. Keep Howard, keep Cohen. Look for a better backup. I think we established that in our last podcast. Haven't seen it? We'll look at it.
Yeah.
So, receivers, you know what? Antonio Brown will look very good in the Bears uniform because we have a rookie, Anthony Miller, who people compared him to Antonio.
Yeah.
So now we got Robinson. We got him for another 2 years, I believe. Then we have Gabriel, which is a speed guy.
Miller.
Miller. And then that's 3 receivers. We would like to get a 4th, maybe a decent Burton's still around. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe even a tight end.
Yeah, tight ends are very... you kind of think you're like, oh, whatever, is this tight end? Like, them and running backs are kind of like, I can't throw it to anybody else. Let me throw it to the big guy who's about to get
emergency
hit.
guy. Yeah, he's an emergency
guy, and then they come in very handy. You know,
they do.
And
score a lot of points on fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, look at Jason Witten. Tony Romo's whole career is based around
Witten.
Yes, it's like without Witten, Tony Romo.
Yes. Him and there was
other ones, but. I mean, Jason Witten was just...
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez, Witten. Yeah, there was a lot of good guys. But I think we need a tight end.
Yeah, for sure.
Established blocking, receiving tight end. Maybe one more receiver. Brown, I think, really is going to be up there. However, I don't know what they're going to trade because he's still on the contract for a year or 2.
Is he?
Yeah. So we need a trade. We lost a lot of picks because of Mac.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're willing to give up.
I mean... We'll see. I mean, maybe money. Maybe money.
Real quick, you mentioned Mac a couple times. Before I forget, Mac is running back for the Colts. He's going to be dominant this week.
For the Colts?
Yes.
Yeah. Colts are, man. They're going to go far into the playoffs.
Yeah, we could
way more farther. I think they're going to win this week for sure.
Want to talk about predictions right now or a little bit?
Man, I don't even know who's playing. I was just all about the Bears.
Oh.
You know
I know, yeah. So it's Philly versus New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Same here. There is Raiders versus, Chargers versus Cowboys.
First, can we talk about that Cowboy game?
Wait, was it Chargers?
What the heck?
No, Rams. I'm sorry, guys. Rams versus Cowboys.
There we go. Brought it up.
Oh, sweet. There you go. I got my cheat sheet.
So Colts and Chiefs. I got Colts.
Chargers
and Patriots. I got Patriots.
Nope. I got Chargers.
You're going Chargers?
I'll tell you why. Rivers is 0 for 6. 0 for 7 against Brady at Foxborough. Big Send. They were really strong. They were very strong against Baltimore.
Yeah,
they came out with.
That was a good game.
Hey, let's get rid of the linebackers. Put our defensive backs out there. I can see that trying them to do that again.
Yeah.
As far as the Colts and Chiefs, everybody likes the Chiefs. I like the Colts because Chiefs has a weak running game, and this is why I say Mac is going to be pretty dominant. If they concentrate and focus on Mac, all the play action passes, all the running backs or what have you, it's going to open up the deep pass.
Yeah. And Andrew Luck, I mean, he's had an awesome year. It's just it was just shadowed by Holmes or was it Mahomes?
They were the sleepers, him and Breeze.
Breeze, yeah. I mean, they're just dominating. All right, so you're calling Chargers. Yes. Eagles and Saints. I'm going Saints just because I don't want to see the Eagles.
I was a little hesitant on that, but as much as we controlled Eagles And as much as the Eagles have done, because Foles have been throwing picks ever since he started.
Yeah.
He threw, I believe, 2 of them against the Bears. That's going to be a loud ruckus place for the Eagles. I say the Saints.
Yeah. And plus, I think Saints, the one thing with the Bears, it's like a lot of these guys are young and new, never been a playoff.
Right.
So, that kind of builds up experience. And then you go and, Drew Brees, who's just like a Hall of Famer, hands down, who knows how to manage the clock and move the ball properly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're going to dominate on offense.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then Cowboys and Rams.
That's my toss-up.
What the heck, man? Those Cowboys?
That's my toss-up.
What?
I told you they were going to get Seattle out of there.
That was
I think I said
insane. I don't remember. That was insane, though.
Yeah. They're playing in LA. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go on a whim. I'm gonna have to say LA.
You're gonna say LA? I think I'm gonna say LA as well.
Right. I can't ignore the Rams defensive line.
Yeah.
I can't ignore that.
Yeah.
I think Prescott's gonna be under pressured.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Those are predictions. And there's another thing going on that the history is going to be made this weekend, where it's going to have the first female referee. Sarah Thomas is going to make history with officiating her first playoff game.
Yes.
Let me see. I don't know which game it is.
Whatever it is, I mean, I'm going to watch all of them. They're going to...
Yeah, I mean, her name's going to probably be thrown around.
I say it's probably going to be an AFC game.
Probably. I'm assuming
I think
Patriots. That's what we're Patriots. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. I don't know. We'll work the AFC division playoff game.
Yeah.
Chargers versus Patriots.
Oh, good call. See, I'm not the only one. Yeah, you can pick numbers too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's gonna be that, and the Saints will probably be the 2 easier ones probably to officiate. And I think the way the NFL is gonna do it is they're gonna make sure, because refs, we know even from this past game, I mean, they're making up on the fly. They even said it on the thing, and they turned around to the retired head of referees or whatever it was. They're like, "What do you think?" You're like, "Oh, well, I think blah blah blah. It's going to be a catch.
It was going to be a catch and
Players
fumble.
were already moving down the field,
right?
This and that." And then they came out and said all the BS that they said, and according to article whatever, and they went like in depth, like after the research after it all.
Yeah. Right.
And then I forgot the host. I forgot his name. Not Jim Nance.
Collinsworth, was it?
Was it Collinsworth?
I don't remember.
I just remember he looked over at him. He goes, "Are they making up on the fly?" And he kind of like laughed and goes, "Oh, they shouldn't be." I was like, "Well," but what happened to the days where they used to like call New York, get on the phone with them and boom, they had everything.
It's just a lot's changed with the catch rule and protecting a quarterback, protecting the receivers,
hits. Every year it's different. Every year it's different.
I understand if you do all that, but I mean, even as a player standpoint, when I saw that play, I'm like, why isn't nobody jumping the ball?
Nah,
it was too close. It was really
not too close. It was a good at least 10 yards away. No one, because Dungy, Dungy was saying,
yes.
He goes, "Oh, we trained to do that." You're going to have one of your players run 10 yards the opposite direction to grab a football?
Well, no, Miller was right there.
But no, like by the time it ended, let me see if I can find a picture of it. By the time it ended, like I saw a picture, like it was down and it was like over because they already blew the whistle. It was like the whistle was blown. And that's another thing is like, well, you're taught to play into the whistle. Well, the whistle was blown.
Right.
The play was done.
You're taught to play to the whistle. However, when there's a close play like that, and when Miller, I'm a little disappointed because like he never said, "Oh, that was a catch. That was a catch." Any, I guess, a veteran player, like if they think slightly hint there was a catch, they would have dropped it or just got up and picked it up and ran it in or just hopped on it. It's a BS call when they say, "Oh, it's a fumble. It should be a dead spot ball right there," because it was a catch, fumble, but no one recovered. so you should be dead. You know, it's just like if you caught the ball and a return, or caught the ball running, and then right before the touchdown, which has happened before, right before the touchdown, you kneel. You just gave yourself up. So there's no reason to tackle you or get near you. Dead right there at that one spot.
Let's see if I can do that. So that's where everyone's at. Let's see if I can move it here. There we go. So that's where everyone's at on the field.
Where am I going? Yeah.
Like they're so far. Like they're here,
Okay.
right? And it went down to right about the 10-yard line because it was like a major, and then it rolled. So that's about 5, maybe 6, but say about 5 yards from where it ended.
Okay.
Mind you, they rolled and got tangled up. Whistle was already blown. No one's gonna run 5 yards in the opposite direction to get all the way back to where they needed to be. Like that's why people were like, and there was, I forgot what ESPN announcer was saying that he goes, listen, people are taught to play into the whistle. Whistle was blown.
Okay.
You know, and I don't even think I at first I'm like, yeah, he didn't catch it. You know, and then the replay, you can see the replay, you're like, oh, maybe because there's that rule of the 3 steps and blah blah blah. It was kind of up in the air, but then I think they put so much on it. I'm like, oh man, I think it is.
No.
You know? But how I always thought it was like the referee is part of the field.
Right.
Right. So now the referee picked up the ball, therefore the ball is out of bounds because you can't take the ball out of the referee's hand.
It was a dead ball.
It would be a dead ball and out of bounds.
Right.
What happens when a fumble goes out of bounds?
It's dead right there, right at that spot.
At that spot.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. So
You know.
if I fumble at the 5 and it rolls out at the 20, it's going to be at the 5 because no one recovered it at the 20. It was just a loose ball. It doesn't. If that's the case, anybody that's going down would literally chuck the ball another 5 yards right before they go down to get that extra advantage.
There's a rule against that though.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can't intentionally.
Okay. Before even all that happened, the player. Okay. Yeah.
Which one?
No, right there. You got it. That player was, I believe it's Miller. Okay.
I believe it was.
After he caught the ball and pulled and they came out and they blew it dead, and then he came out. I'm still in my mind. Maybe it's just me because I was taught this way, or maybe it's just me because I love the sport so much. Or if it's any inkling, any doubt, if you got 0.1%, I'm like, you know what? I might have caught it. You get up and grab that ball. It's at that time, maybe it's 5 yards, 6 yards, 10 yards. You run for it. You go grab, pick it up, run into the end zone, or just dive on it because you never know. Never know.
I mean, you never know, but I am like 100% positive. 10 out of 10 times, no player will ever go after this ball. You know, the way it went down, like he lost the ball like on his like 3rd or 4th step, so it was like right at that second. I mean, to me, it never looked like he had full possession of it anyway, because there was an arm in between, you know, the ball and the body. But I mean, no, especially a pro athlete. Whistle was done. They have to, I mean, what was that, 10, 20? They have to walk back 30 yards.
No. What I'm saying is, if he caught the ball and it was a fumble, or he had any inkling that it might have been a fumble instead of incomplete,
yeah,
the ball is still in your area in general, 5 to 10 yards away. I'm not saying to pick up the ball running back to the 30-yard line or 40.
Oh no! I'm just saying that, like, if it's as long as if he would have picked it up, it would have been Bears on the 4th or 5th.
Yeah, on the 4-yard line, 5-yard line.
But no one's gonna pick it up. Even the ref, you know, because usually referees will kind of like leave the ball there and like look around, like,
okay, then I'll grab it.
You know,
I'm not getting paid for this, guys. What the hell?
And I honestly think if I was him, I would have been like, yeah, that wasn't a catch. You know, I feel like that wouldn't have been like just me. I was like, yeah, I didn't catch it.
I don't know. I think it was a catch. I think it was just a blown
call. It was
ruled
a catch
and a fumble, but the officiant it wasn't.
It was ruled a catch. It was ruled a catch and a fumble, but since there was no obvious like pickup from a side
when no one possessed the ball,
it gets no obvious possession after the fumble, then the whole play. But I'm like, you said it was a catch and a fumble.
No. Okay, the ruling on the field was incomplete. However, it was within the 2 minutes, or I think they challenged it.
No. It was they called a timeout.
Okay.
And then they gave him enough time to like relook at it. So it was a official review.
Official review.
Yeah.
Okay. The ruling on the field was incomplete. Replay clearly shows it was he caught the ball, took 3 steps, came down, fumble. But since no one recovered, it's considered incomplete. If it's a fumble and the ball's there and no one touches it, it's dead at that spot. So,
but I guess there's a ruling where like a really super fine print, like whatever paragraph article of whatever blah blah blah, they said, yeah, that's the right call.
That was the right call.
But I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
If it was against the Eagles, it would have been the right call. It's against the Bears, no.
I mean,
you don't do that to my Bears.
It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I mean, but we'll see. But yeah. So I don't know how we got. So officials do weird things. So I think the NFL is doing the right thing on like, let's give this it's not. I don't want to say, it's not a publicity stunt because I mean she's trained. She knows how to do it. She's done it before. I've seen her in games before.
Right. It's breaking a barrier.
I think barrier. So. You know, and
that's all it is.
If they were to give her a game where, I mean, there could be, but there's less probability of Rams and Patriots having like a crazy call.
Yeah.
Compared to like Saints and Eagles, where I think, especially NFC, I think play a little dirtier than AFC teams.
Your opinions. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with that.
But
I think if she's in the officiating a couple times one day, she will be able to wear the white hat, which is basically their boss on the field.
Yeah,
it's a final call. Yeah, I could easily see a female, hopefully her, since she's the first one. To be in a Super Bowl like in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I don't see a big deal. It's like she's not out there playing. I mean, she might get hit, whatever. But oh man, did you see? Like talking about like I think it was around this drive too. It was I forgot who was. I think it was Chicago Bear. He caught it, got pushed out of bounds. When he got pushed out of bounds, he annihilated a cheerleader.
I didn't see that.
Holy crap, man. I was watching
that.
and he comes out and one of the other guys pushed him. I think it was one of the Eagles pushed the Bear. I could be wrong. It could have been the other way around.
Right.
And he pushed him. And the cheerleader, she's obviously back to the field because she's there for the fans.
Oh man, poor girl.
He freaking just takes her out. I mean, luckily, I remember him getting up, making sure she's okay.
Okay.
So he's like, "Oh, you okay? You okay?" She's like, "Holy crap, man!
Oh wow!
Holy crap! I gotta find you. You gotta look that up." He annihilates her, dude.
If that was the case, that should have been our thumbnail.
Dang, man! I just remembered it right now because I'm like, I remember her just kind of like standing, like, yeah, it might have been a different game, but she was just standing there, and then, boom! I mean, he was running obviously fast, and then he gets pushed and loses footing, and he just takes her out, man. Like not just like, oh, you cut her leg, like back. I mean, you see her head like whiplash.
Oh,
man, she got hit. I was like, damn. She got up like a champ though.
I hope she's okay though. I mean,
I hope so too.
She might have actually have a little bit of whiplash and concussions. Yeah.
But yeah, good luck for Sarah Thomas.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't get anything too crazy, or she does make a good the right call. If it's something crazy, you make the right call. Like, I feel that's important.
Yeah, one thing I was about to say was they get graded every game. I don't know if you know this. They get graded every game
because that's how they determine who goes to the important games.
Yeah, of course. So if she does well, I hope she does. Yeah, I like to see her in the future.
Yeah, I think there's a NFL coordinator or some kind of coach as they just hired that's female as well. I can't remember what team.
Raiders.
The Raiders?
Yeah, they did that before the season. It was like an athletic trainer or some coordinator of some sort.
I think it was a coordinator.
Yeah, so
yeah, so I mean,
another barrier
you don't
that's
have
broken.
To be a man to know football.
God, no.
I mean, dude, you ever seen the lingerie football? I mean, besides like being in lingerie, man, they
hit hard.
Ooh, boy,
they don't mess around.
They don't mess around. They're tough as nails, man.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, I don't want to get hit by one of them.
No, they'd be my bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean, I seen some hits from them. I'm like, damn. I mean, damn. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, but that's enough I think this will probably be the last Bears talk for the year, unless something crazy happens.
Well, there's positions to be filled. Yeah. There's moves to be made. Yeah. So I'm sure that's going to come up.
Little ones. Yeah. But I think I know not everyone loves our sports talks.
No.
But it's fun. I enjoy them. We do this for us. Yeah. And anybody who wants to listen to us.
And besides, you have our number now. If there's any subject or not politics, let's keep Mr. Cheeto out of this segment.
Yeah,
let's just go ahead and bring any topics, any fun topics you want us to bring up, here. Listen to us. We could discuss. I think we're adult men in little kids in adult costumes kind of thing I like to think of. But, anything you guys want us to discuss, go ahead and bring it out there. Yeah. Call us, leave us a message or what have you.
Text message or phone call.
Yeah, even text. Yeah, that's actually message or text. Message more than texting.
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
If you do text, make sure you put your name, who it's from, because I don't have a contact book. So message from Alfredo, from Anthony, or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, and if it's a good message, we'll hear it on a future episode. Any ideas, leave a message on Facebook. We just started a new Facebook page. Like us on Facebook. We're gonna try to post videos instead of links on there hopefully soon. But yeah, we're also on all social media. Did we just become best friends? Google Play, Apple, YouTube, not yet Twitter. Hopefully by the time this comes out, it should. Instagram.
Oh, nice.
We should have done Instagram.
Yeah. Damn it.
I know we were kind of in a rush today.
I gotta make my account.
What?
An Instagram account.
Oh, you can log in with ours, and then make sure you don't put personal stuff on it.
Oh no.
But
not penis shots.
Yeah, please no. So that's it for this episode. This is episode 10.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, check us out on all social media platforms at Did We Just Become Best Friends Podcast or DWJBBF Podcast. Hit that subscription button as well, that like button, or give us a call or text at 872-225-2404. And see you guys in the next episode.
Yep. I hope to see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.
Yep. Did we just become best friends?